Hello, I'm Evocable Object 4, and today we will continue Wounded by Words. And here we go. I awoke from my dream with a start. It was the middle of the night, yet the scenery hadn't changed a bit. It was almost reassuring. Everyone seemed to be sleeping. I envied their peaceful dreams. I wished to be one of them. Slowly, carefully, I stood up and went to the bathroom. I had to relieve myself. This place is really depressing. I feel almost at home. As I rose from the toilet, I suddenly felt another presence, even though I hadn't heard anyone enter after me. Then there was a strange sound. I approached the door handle suspiciously to see what the commotion was, but I couldn't get out of the stall. I was locked in. Alone in a narrow place, I felt my heart beating faster and faster. I hated this feeling. It was the same as back then, the same despair in the face of death. Please, no, not that. Let me out. I don't want to be here. I was like a rat caught in a trap. Let me out. For goodness sakes, I hate narrow places. I hammered on the door as forcefully as I could. It was no use. I had to find a way out. Quickly. My hands were shaking. If I didn't get out soon, I'd have a panic attack and everyone would notice. I couldn't let them see me in this pitiful state. I had to find a way. Kick the lock! I tried kicking the lock with all my strength. The door went flying off the hinges with a loud bang. Wide open at last, I rushed towards the mirror. I took some time to breathe, gripping the sides of the washstand. I couldn't quite comprehend what had happened, why I had seemingly trapped myself. Nothing felt real. Am I imagining things again? I was scared of myself, scared the others would see me, scared of going back to that place. I didn't want to be buried under the corpses of my companions again, to see their distorted faces, to hear them cursing me again. I knew I overreacted. I knew I shouldn't have, but deep down I couldn't prevent the insidious fear from eating me alive. I didn't want to relive this moment again, but the sensation of being trapped was ever present in this place. Everything here could trigger a panic attack. Narrow places, the sensation of being trapped, unable to move, the heavy air, the ruins. I had been on edge for several hours and tried my best not to show it, to forget it. But now that I was alone, everything was coming back again. It had to stop. Oh, right. I had almost forgot. The doctor I saw earlier today had been checking how my new treatment was going. I wasn't used to it yet. He'd prescribed to me an antidepressant. I had to take it every day, starting with 50 grams, and then report to him if the dose was enough. It had been several days now since the beginning of my medical treatment. My memory was a mess. Had I even taken my daily dose yesterday? I searched through my pocket, pulled out my pack of pills, and engulfed one without thinking before going back to my imaginary bed. And sure enough, I had a terrible night. The floor was... Golly, go away. I had a terrible night. The floor was cold and hard, so we practically broke our backs. The next morning, all of our bodies were sore. But even if I was at home, I still wouldn't have felt safe. Sure, the mattress would have been more comfortable, but that would have been it. Because I dream of that place again. I heard the rifles, the explosions, and immediately woke up. Soon after, weariness invaded my mind, and I fell asleep, returning there again, waking up again. It was always the same. After several cycles, I didn't know if I was awake or just dreaming that I was awake. Everything felt the same, like a never-ending parade. Memories lined up, marching in my head, one after the other. My sobs, my fear, my uneasiness. I couldn't escape them. That's why I didn't realize what happened later. A strange sound woke me up. When I opened my eyes, I noticed I was lying on the ground, and the light at the end of the hallway dazzled me. There was a persistent buzzing sound coming from my pocket, most likely my cell phone. Then I remembered that my cell phone couldn't be ringing, as I had run out of battery a while ago. How could I be receiving a phone call now? What? I stared at the screen, dumbfounded. The name that had appeared was that of someone I knew, but it couldn't be right. It couldn't be him. How was that possible? He was a close friend that I liked very much, and he died months ago when he put his foot on a landmine. The person who was calling me was dead. It couldn't be him. Surely someone had borrowed his cell phone somehow. It had to be a mistake. I decided to pick up the phone nonetheless, and brought it to my ears anxiously. Shh. You can't escape. Then there were only haunting, unearthly noises left on the other end of the phone. Unusual sounds, like if someone had really called me from hell. Scared, I cringed and dropped the cell phone, which crashed on the floor. I couldn't help but let out a small cry. I heard someone grumble behind me. I must have woken one of the other trapped people. Dots. Sorry, I had a nightmare. Dave turned around and walked away. I saw some of the others stretching out. They couldn't get back to sleep because of me. I went to the bathroom to relieve myself, certain that I wouldn't be able to sleep. When I came back, almost everyone was up. They all looked grumpy. It was no wonder after such a rough night. Plus, it was obvious that our hope of being rescued during the night was shattered. What's the rescue team doing? They should have been here long ago. Who knows? Maybe we're not that important to them. Or maybe something else happened on the surface while we're down here. Another disaster elsewhere that's keeping them busy? I would love to be able to drink coffee right now. Too bad there's no dispenser near the bathroom. I'm sure it wouldn't have been working anyway. How unlucky for us. I'm sure some were even less lucky than us, and were crushed by collapsing walls during the incident. Let's talk about something else. Yeah, I agree. I too had to forget. Now is the perfect time to chat with someone and erase my latest sleepless night. Adeline. There. I went to Adeline, hoping she would help me pass the time. I guess we're all missing our homes, right? Oh, I'm sure you must be more upset than me, young lady. I'm actually living alone, so nobody will notice my absence anyway. Oh, that sucks. Same here. Well, you must know what I mean then. I'm sure it's tougher for the people who are thinking about their loved ones. But you must have worried family members somewhere, right? My children, you mean? I'm sure they don't care about me. That sucks. That's sad. I didn't know you had family issues. Did something happen between you? Nothing really. We just don't like each other very much. They're the spitting image of their father. Haughty, selfish, self-important. I can't stand that. Oh yeah, I have a daughter and a son. I forgot to clarify beforehand. Oh. Sounds hard to cope with. We usually don't talk on the phone more than 4 or 5 times a year, and I only visit them for Christmas every year. It's boring and a real pain. How so? They're always talking about money. I don't care about money. I certainly don't care about my son's new car or my daughter's new dress. These are all shallow things. I wish one of my grandchildren would become a little bit more rebellious already, just to mess with them. But no, they're all the same. I'm sure though at least one of them will hit that phase in their lives. Maybe. The less we see each other, the better I feel. I have more interesting people in my life anyway, like my guild, or the members of my association. Huh, that kinda sucks. They're less superficial? You bet they are. I really don't know what I'd do if I didn't have them. I would feel completely useless. You know, all the girls in my association are like granddaughters for me. Every time they feel sad about something, they know they can come cry on my shoulder, or even call me late at night. I want to take care of them as well as they're taking care of me. Huh. Oh, that's cute. You sound so close. They're lucky. That's real companionship, my dear. And when you have to deal with so much garbage as we do, you really need some support at the end of the day. Well, then someone is waiting for you. You know, if your sponsors and guild members enjoy your company that much, then those are the people who would be worried about you. So, yeah, you do. If you think about it, you do have someone who's waiting for you. Sometimes I feel like nothing has changed since I was 20. We still have to fight over the slightest things. It's depressing. But hey, I chose this life. I regret nothing. It's still better than the retirement home. After a lively conversation, we decided it was time to join the others. After spending some time chatting, we gathered again. The atmosphere was gloomy, to say the least. I'm hungry. I'm tired. How long do we have to stay here? You should all follow Hasten's example. He's the only one who hasn't complained so far. We won't achieve anything by just grumbling. Dots. I guess you're finally in shape. You weren't that energetic this morning. Hey, I'm not perfect. And I did say Hasten was the only one not complaining. I included myself in your bunch. Let's take our last meal then. It may help a little. Like yesterday, each of us got half a biscuit and a portion of water. And there went our last rations. Since Hasten has a separate bottle, he still had some left. But it was obvious that it wouldn't last long either. I'm still hungry. Of course you are. It's only half a biscuit after all. I know it's not the most comfortable situation, but if we don't expend that much effort, it should be okay. I can't wait for the rescue team to come. I've got so much work to do at home. How can you think of work first? Well, I had to work overtime these last days to finish on time. I can't let that all go to waste. I can handle hunger and fatigue, but the boredom will kill me first. I know, I have a deck of cards in my pocket. Let's play together. Good idea. And so we sat down in a circle to play cards. I wasn't exactly fond of card games, but I went along with them in order to occupy my mind. Adeline declared that Hasten would be the referee, which made him roar with laughter. Don't get fooled, folks. You have a pro in front of you. I'm unbeatable. We'll see about that. I must say I'm quite skilled myself. I'm pretty sure I can beat you. Yeah, right. Dream on, Sonny. It's been a while since I last played cards. I hope I'll do okay. Don't worry, the most important thing right now is to have fun. Right, Hasten? Dots. See, he thinks so too. Let's wait for the rescue team while doing something for a change. Prince! And so we played together for hours while laughing. It was a really convivial moment. It made me think of my former comrades when we had to go to war. There was always a period of calm. Either the higher-ups were thinking of a plan, or the enemies hadn't made a move yet because they didn't know how we'd react. But there were always times like these, when we were playing cards together, trying to forget the situation and have a good time. It wasn't much, yet this moment made me feel a little happy inside. More memories were coming back. Not the screams, but the laughter. It had been so long since I'd felt that way. It was almost refreshing. Time flew by, and as she had predicted, Adeline defeated us hands down. She really was something. Losing interest, we finally split up and went about our business. Adeline was trying to take a nap in a corner while Alicia, Gabriel, and Dave chatted in another. As for me, I decided to play with Hasten. So you're using your small car again. Can I make vroom vroom too? I'm not doing the right thing, am I? Show me what you want me to do. I was trying to understand what Hasten was doing when I heard an exclamation. I turned around. Alicia seemed upset. What's wrong? It's gone. Gone. You lost something? Hasten's bottle of juice has disappeared. I put it in my purse. There's no way I dropped it. Someone must have taken it. Alicia stood up with a furious look on her face and shouted, "Who took Hasten's bottle? Tell me. It's not funny. You all had your portions already. Taking the ration of a kid? Really? Have you no shame? Who did it? I want an answer. I want an answer too. I've gone through multiple playthroughs so far, and I still don't know who took the bottle. So, let's see. I know Dave, presuming that this question actually does eventually get answered, I know my character didn't do it, or at least I hope my character didn't do it. And that is presuming that, the character that you talk to afterwards, after this event, actually confesses. Dave doesn't seem like he did it. Gabriel doesn't seem like he did it. We'll have fun talking to Adeline about the whole weird situation. Everyone stared at each other with confusion. Maybe it's a misunderstanding and the bottle slipped somewhere. I'll help you find it. Me too, I'm sure it's somewhere. Gabriel and I decided to go look for Hasten's missing bottle. Maybe he dropped it in here. All of us had gone to the bathroom at some point. Maybe. Look, Gabriel. Below the washstand. You're right. Here it is. I picked up the bottle and immediately realized it was empty. It pained me to say so, but Alicia's fear may have been justified. Someone had drunk Hasten's last portion of juice. I'm sorry, Alicia. We did find the bottle in the bathroom, but it's empty. I knew it. Someone must have been thirsty. Who drank it? Calm down. Maybe Hasten drank it and didn't tell you. He wouldn't do that. I agree with that. Hasten's always asking Alicia when he needs something. But why? Actually, I don't hear him complaining. Why can't he say that something is wrong himself, huh? Alicia went red as a tomato and exploded. You could see tears in her eyes. Because he's a child with autism, you jerk. Are you happy now? Happy? Just leave us alone. Dave suddenly gasped, embarrassed. He clearly didn't expect this and did his best to maintain his composure. I didn't know. It's not my fault. Oh yeah? It's not your fault? That's too easy. You don't have to know he's disabled to treat him properly, you know. Since the beginning, you've been picking on him. It's not his fault if he can't make himself understood that easily. I bet you're the one who took his bottle, aren't you? You thought it was funny to steal something from a defenseless child. Is that it? It wasn't me, I swear. Why would I do that? And why are you blaming me? Gabriel did say at some point that he was thirsty. It could have been him, too. Are you saying that I'm the culprit? That I drank from Hasten's bottle? No, I just said it could have been you. Wait, why are you so defensive all of a sudden? Are you the thief after all? What? How could I have done that? You went to the bathroom earlier, you could have stolen it, and then without us noticing. Oh yeah, with my wheelchair making that noise. You think you wouldn't have heard me pass by Alicia's purse? Not like I'd look very suspicious trying to bend down. You didn't think that through, did you? Well then, it could have been Agatha, Adeline, or Alicia herself. Excuse me? Yeah, maybe you were thirsty too and took your son's purse. You're the only one that could have touched your own purse without looking suspicious after all. Then why would I have yelled, huh? I could have stayed quiet and nobody would have known. Well, see? Don't try to find excuses. I know it's you. But I swear I didn't do anything. The tension was palpable. I didn't know what to say, if anything. I felt powerless. Above all, I felt sad for Alicia and Hasten. Alicia was clearly infuriated. Dave had also gone too far by mocking the child all the time, but he cringed at his mistake. He didn't like looking like the villain. Adeline was quiet. I could see she was very sad, whereas Gabriel looked angry, as if almost on the verge of taking it out on someone. Haitian had rushed to a corner on the room after the dispute and wouldn't move an inch from there. I could see him keeping his hands on his head, swinging his legs rhythmically. I guess it was his unique way of calming himself. I felt I understood his functioning a bit better now, that I knew the right term. Hours passed by with nobody daring to let slip a word. I couldn't bear a silence this heavy. I had to do something else. I'd become more agitated. Alicia had given Hasten something to soothe him, and she seemed a bit more composed than earlier. Maybe it was the right time to chat with someone and try to ease the tension. Adeline! Adeline! I went to Adeline. Are you alright? I don't really know. I feel guilty. Guilty? Hey, Prince. She looked down, sinking her voice to a whisper. I'm the one who took Hasten's bottle. I had asked him if he was okay with sharing a bit with me, and he nodded, so I thought he had accepted. There was so little juice left, I couldn't help but finish it. I was so ashamed I didn't want to tell him, so I got rid of the bottle. I didn't know how to break the news, and since everyone was furious, I felt even more uneasy. In the end, I stayed silent and didn't dare to confess. So now I feel guilty. I'm sorry. I can't say what you did was right, but I understand how you feel. Let's forget about this, okay? I won't tell the others. I mean, yeah, there's really kind of no point in telling the others. If you tell the others, everyone's just gonna still be angry, and that's just gonna waste energy. Prince! Well, when you don't have anything to do, all your mistakes come back to you in full force. You couldn't escape it, do you think? Yeah, it's true. One cannot forget the past so easily. See, it nags at you. If I stayed that way, I'll remember even more unpleasant things, even more hurtful words. Maybe it'd be better to talk about it. It might help you feel better. Oh, it won't change much. I'm old. I can't exactly start a new life, can I? Would you like to start a new life? Absolutely. If I could, I'd want to be reborn around this time period so that I'd have a second chance. How so? You see, I had to marry young because I was born in a very conservative family. I even had to marry a man I didn't love. I couldn't stand him. Yet I had to live by his side for years. I had to let him have children with me, but as soon as I delivered, I made sure he would never touch me again. I had to obey him, to raise my children as he wanted. I didn't have the right to live on my own. I was his window dressing. That sucks. Man, I was so happy when I found out he had died before me. I swore I would live my few remaining years as I wanted. I couldn't help but feel free. My children found my behavior indecent and looked at me with disgust. I couldn't care less. I let them have his inheritance, all the valuables, and just took enough for me to live peacefully on my own. I think I've lived these years to the fullest. My only regret is that this time was so short. Basically lost your entire life. That sucks. Can't help but be envious of youngsters like you. It's unfair that I only have these few years when everyone is supposed to live freely nowadays. Golly, my throat gets dry so easily. And I can't erase those long, long years of unhappiness, even if I wanted to. It's a sad story. Times were a bit different back then. But we each have our own cross to bear. I don't pretend I'm the most miserable being ever. I really hope we'll be able to get out of here. There are so many things I want to do before dying. I hope so. Let's believe. After this conversation, we decided it was time to go to sleep. I couldn't help but feel like I'd learned a lot about my new companions. That somehow I was getting closer to them. I was becoming useful again. It was a pleasant sensation, but a very fleeting one. As soon as it came time to rest, I was left alone, and everything crumbled. No matter how hard I tried to forget during the day, the night was never as merciful. I couldn't go to sleep to see those nagging nightmares again. Or I'd left a scar on my heart, and nothing can ever stay as it was before that. That night, I remembered what I had done. My unit had been sent to another country to bring civilization, let's say. Their political leader was a dictator, they said. He had powerful weapons, they said. We We weren't supposed to free the civilians from the evil man, to help them. I had enlisted the army for one reason, to save people. I didn't save those people. I murdered them. There were no powerful weapons. We bombarded their cities, killing innocents, injuring children and elders alike. It wasn't to help them. It was so we could terrorize them. And we succeeded. They wouldn't dare approach us at first. Instead, they ran away each time they saw us. I didn't understand. I thought I was helping them, that they had nothing to fear. Then they began to rebel. They cursed us and spat on us. And I finally understood. I understood that we were destroying their homes, killing their beloved, burying all they had ever loved. I became disgusted at myself, disgusted at my superior, whom I had trusted. How could I ever be forgiven? Did I deserve to lead a normal life? The dead must be mad at me. I was sure they didn't want me to be happy. And they were right. I didn't deserve to live as a normal human being after what I had done. This, my mind knew all too well. My mind made me relive this nightmare for all eternity. It was my punishment, my atonement for my sin. Yet I couldn't live like this. The burden was too heavy to carry. I had to forget in any possible way. I woke up in the middle of the night, unable to go back to sleep. I went to the bathroom to relieve myself. As I entered, lost in my thoughts, I noticed an unusual smell, something like blood. When I looked at the mirror, I ended up stepping back immediately. There was a corpse inside the mirror. One of the soldiers. He was here to punish me, to be sure I would rot in hell just like him. You can't escape your fate. Panicked, I brought my hand to my mouth. I was breathing heavily. What do I do? I shattered the reflection with my hand. Blood poured out of my flesh wound, but I didn't feel a thing. The apparition was gone, and that was all that mattered to me at the moment. I fell to my knees, frightened. I'm not seeing things again, am I? It had to stop. I thought of my medicine again. I hadn't taken that day. Now was the right time. Worn out by hunger and lack of sleep, I relieved myself and went to sleep right away. Once again, I had no rest that night. And unsurprisingly, I was scared of going to the bathroom again. Each time I had been there, alone, I had been exposed to disturbing visions of war. I knew that nothing I saw in those visions was real, and that it was just a dream, but it wasn't natural either. I was scared of myself, scared of these narrow confines. I wanted to escape so badly, turning over and over on the floor. I struggled with the demons within me. I didn't want to go to the bathroom alone, but I had to meet a natural need. I couldn't wait any longer. That's why the next morning, I entered the room with caution. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. I sighed with relief. Dots. As I was exiting the WC, something colorful drew my attention near the mirror. There was blood on the washstand. Probably because I injured myself yesterday night. I shrugged, trying to reassure myself, when a flood of blood came out of the tap. The liquid was flowing at an incredible speed, making the washstand overflow with bright red. It squirted on me, and soon enough I had blood all over my body, yet the flood didn't stop. I thought I was crazy. I couldn't compute what was going on at all. All that I could see was a huge pool of blood. Something inside me suddenly broke. I screamed with all my strength. Enough! Enough! I've had enough! I wasn't in control of my body anymore. I was crying my eyes out, shouting, knocking over everything that was in my way. Which isn't much. There's It's not much in the bathroom to knock over. I felt as if I wasn't inside my body anymore. I had become a spectator and was watching a puppet dance. I can't do this anymore. As I shook over and over, my field of vision became blurred, and I collapsed from exhaustion on the floor. Everything went black. When I finally resurfaced, I was in the same corridor as usual. Everyone was looking at me with a serious expressions. Okay. I believe now is a good time to cut off this part. And I'll eat breakfast real quick and whatnot and get more to drink. And then we will finish off Outline's part of the story. So yeah. So see you in the next video. After I save. Empty slot, just be safe. And override that save, just to be safe. Yeah. See you guys in the next video. Bye.